You are so frustrated because they keep pretending like they don't know how to do even the most basic tasks. They pretend like they don't know how to sweep. They pretend like they don't know how to do the dishes. Or maybe they pretend like they don't know how to properly store food for leftovers. Then, whenever you get upset, they try to make you feel guilty because they claim that they're trying the best they can, even though they're just not doing it right. Now, you're not trying to nitpick, and you're not trying to be that person that just looks for the wrong in everything. But when they do things like leave a pile of dirt in the middle of the kitchen or leave the leftovers with the lid off, and even the most basic things like doing the dishes, they'll leave food still crusted on the dishes and then put it away or leave it out for you to put away, then claim, well, I didn't know that's what was supposed to happen, when you point out these things. Or maybe they pretend not to even know how to do it in the first place and don't even give it a shot. They just act like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know. Why are you asking me? And they act like they're feeling so overwhelmed by doing these basic tasks. This weaponized incompetence is a form of manipulation. What they're doing is they're doing either a half-assed job to make sure that you have to go behind them and redo it, or they claim that they don't know what to do. And in the end, you trying to break it down and dumb it down to explain to them how to hold a broom and sweep it from side to side, or how to hold a vacuum and turn on the button, or how to put away food and put on the lid when you stick it in the fridge. These very simple things. They just pretend like they don't know what they're doing. It ends up being more frustration and more energy for you to try to explain to them these things than it is worth it. Because in the end, they claim they don't know how to do it. Or they claim that you are being mean because you're pointing out that they still left food on the dishes that they put away. Or they don't know how to run a dishwasher. Things that are just basic knowledge that adults learn how to do. The reality is, it's not that they don't know how to do it, it's that they don't want to do it. They want you to do everything. They treat you like you're a maid. They want you to do everything as if you are their servant. They barely lift a finger, and then they expect you to praise them and to practically worship their feet anytime they even do the smallest chore. And when they do the smallest chore, the smallest thing after you've cleaned the whole house, maybe they put away the trash, maybe they do the dishes, maybe they cook a meal, but leave the kitchen completely messy for you to clean up. They do one tiny thing and expect you to worship them for doing the one thing while still expecting you to do everything else. You have so much on your plate already. You are wearing yourself out. Not only your own responsibilities and your job, but possibly even your kids. And now you have to clean up and take care of a whole grown-ass adult. Now, weaponized incompetence is not just a singular gender. Any gender can end up doing it, and it's a form of manipulation. Eventually, it ends up wearing out the partner so much that the person realizes, oh, you know what? My life would actually be easier without this person in it. Time and time again, I see this happening where the partner that's doing all of the work ends up leaving the partner that does nothing because it's easier to live a life without them. They don't want to be a servant to an adult. They want a partner, they want a friend, they want a lover, they want someone that they can rely on, not someone they have to take care of like they're a parent to this person. I see so many relationships go downhill because there isn't that equal exchange of responsibility. Instead, I see in these really toxic relationships, it all landing on the shoulders of one person. And they are expected to do everything by someone who has entitlement issues, someone that lacks gratitude, someone that thinks that all the responsibility of everything adulting goes on their partner, and they don't want to have to do it. Weaponized incompetence is manipulation, because one of two things happen. Either they pretend not to know how to do something so simple and basic, and then you explain it to them and they still pretend not to know how to do it, which is manipulation to get you to do it, or they do it so poorly that you have to turn around and clean up after them, which isn't fair to you. You have enough on your plate. But they do that because when they create extra work for you to do, then it's easier for you to just do it and them not to have to do it. They are literally setting it up and manipulating the situation. Then when they do these very basic things and you're not very happy at the fact that they just did one tiny little thing, they turn around and try to manipulate you again by making you feel guilty for getting upset over the fact that they're still not holding their weight. How can you rely on someone who refuses to take responsibility as an adult? How can you rely on someone who continuously manipulates the situation? Weaponized incompetence destroys the relationship because it teaches the partner who has to handle all of the responsibility that they cannot rely on the other person. It teaches them that their partner is not only unreliable, but also manipulative and selfish. Because the foundation of weaponized incompetence is selfishness. They don't want to have to do the bare minimum. So instead, they turn around and make you do it and try to make your life as difficult as possible until you're stuck doing it yourself. This isn't fair for you to go through. You deserve a partner. You deserve someone who wants to put in an equal amount of work, not expects you to be their servant and to do everything yourself. Weaponized incompetence at the foundation is an extreme form of manipulation and selfishness. It's a sense of entitlement, wanting the other person to do the work for them. And it breaks the foundation of trust within the relationship. So many relationships that I see failing have weaponized incompetence within them. And time again, I see the person who was the one who was doing the weaponized incompetence pretend to be so surprised that their partner left. But in the end, the partner who left, I see living a far happier life without that other person because of the other person's refusal to take responsibility for their own actions and refusal to carry their own weight in the relationship. They didn't want a partner. They wanted someone to serve them, someone to clean up after them, someone to do all the work while they do nothing.